It's a Minimalist Monday edition of Optimal Finance Daily, episode 231. Who's helping me not waste money? And 17 staggering statistics about our shopping habits by Joshua Becker of becomingminimalist.com. And I am Dan. I'm here each Monday through Friday reading to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. And if you have an author you'd like to hear here on the show, or maybe a topic that you'd like to see us cover, let us know. Visit oldpodcast.com and share your ideas. Hope everybody had a great weekend. And if you did some shopping, you might wish that you had heard this episode earlier. Today's post is actually two short posts related to shopping, and they come to us from Joshua Becker. Sometimes I read two posts so we don't end up with a real short 4-minute episode. So I want to give you the most value possible, and that's why we do the back-to-back posts at times. So with that, let's hear these two posts as we optimize your life. Who's Helping Me Not Waste Money? By Joshua Becker of becomingminimalist.com. This weekend we took our 6-year-old to a big box toy store to spend some gift certificates that he'd gotten for his birthday. He wanted a skateboard. I liked the idea of having a kid that can ride a skateboard, so we took a trip to Toys R Us to spend his money. As soon as we walked in the store, his eyes got really big and started wandering. I had hoped to make a beeline for the sports section, but immediately realized that this shopping trip was not going to happen as I envisioned. As we were walking, as I was pulling him, my son quickly noticed an aisle with dinosaurs and spotted a pop-up tent that was designed to look like a cave. On the package was a young boy smiling from ear to ear while playing with 15 to 20 dinosaurs around the cave. At that moment, my son decided he no longer wanted a skateboard. He wanted a pop-up tent that looked like a dinosaur cave. As the father, I had to step in. I'm smart enough to realize that this toy would get played with once or twice and never again. If it didn't break right away, he would have quickly realized it wasn't really that exciting. The dinosaurs weren't even included. Through some heavy persuasion techniques, I talked him out of the dinosaur cave and back to his original intent of a skateboard. That experience looks much better on paper than it did in the store, if you know what I mean. I'm glad I was there to play the father role and save my son from wasting his birthday money on that unwise purchase. I was above the situation enough that I knew, in the long run, he would find more enjoyment in a skateboard than a pretend dinosaur cave. But this post isn't about him, it's about me. It's about us. It got me thinking, what about me? Who do I have in my life that keeps me from making foolish decisions with my money? Sure, I have more life experience and wisdom than my son, which helps give me some discretion. But as I look around my house at all the things that seemed like a good purchase at the time, I can't help but wonder if my house and bank account would look different if I had had somebody looking over my shoulder, playing the daddy role, keeping me from wasteful spending. 17 staggering statistics about our shopping habits, also by Joshua Becker of becomingminimalist.com. There is little disagreement that shopping comprises a significant portion of our lives, and to some extent this is entirely expected. To live is to consume. However, in most developed nations, shopping has long since passed the role of necessity and has entered the realm of sport. Our fascination with shopping and consumption has produced many harmful effects on our lives, like debt, stress, and busyness. And yet, it continues, unfortunately, to a degree that few of us even realize. Based on a variety of studies and research methods, here are 17 staggering statistics that articulate our current passion and obsession for shopping. 1. The average woman makes 301 trips to the store annually, spending close to 400 hours a year shopping. This amounts to 8.5 years spent shopping during a typical lifespan. 2. Americans spend more on shoes, jewelry, and watches, $100 billion, than on higher education. 3. Shopping malls outnumber high schools in America. 4. 33% of Americans shop online at least once per week. 69% shop online at least monthly. 5. 50% of online shoppers will increase the size of their orders just to hit the free shipping minimum. 6. An estimated 2/3 of the U.S. gross domestic product, GDP, comes from retail consumption. 7. On average, an American between the ages of 18 and 65 has $4,717 in credit card debt. 8. 63% of Americans do not have enough savings to cover a $500 emergency. 9. When asked about their hobbies, girls aged 13 to 18 identified shopping as their favorite pastime. 10. 96% of adults and 95% of teens admit they participate in some form of retail therapy. 11. More than a third of adults and teens said shopping made them feel better than working out. 12. The average American throws away 65 pounds of clothing per year. 13. The $8 billion home organization industry has more than doubled in size since the early 2000s, growing at a staggering rate of 10% each year. 14. Americans now spend more money on dining out than groceries. 15. The average American woman spends 190 hours each year shopping for clothes, shoes, or window shopping. That same survey found that these same women spend 95 hours shopping for food. This task occupies only half the time of shoe, clothes, and window shopping. 16. 50% of Americans will go shopping on Black Friday. 17. Worldwide, total retail sales were more than $22 trillion in 2014, according to a report from eMarketer.com. And total annual U.S. retail sales have increased an average of 4.5% between 1993 and 2015. The numbers paint a jarring picture of excessive shopping and unnecessary consumption. This fascination with shopping might be okay if it was improving the happiness of our lives, but as most of us know, the happiness derived from accumulating material possessions doesn't last. We ought to be looking elsewhere. You just listened to the posts titled, "Who's Helping Me Not Waste Money?" and 17 Staggering Statistics About Our Shopping Habits, both by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. And by the way, there were sources for each of those statistics in the second post, but it wouldn't be adding much value to cite each source in audio form. So if you want to check out those sources, you can find the original article. It's linked at oldpodcast.com. And while you're there, please join our weekly newsletter. If you do that, you'll be entered to win books from us every month. Usually multiple books are given away. And the newsletter covers some life tips, quotes, and some updates about the podcast, too. It's a great way to show that you like what you're hearing here. And again, to join, just come by oldpodcast.com and enter your email address. And that is 231 episodes of Optimal Finance Daily wrapped up. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Finance Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.